Hey Matt, so I had a rather interesting conversation with a friend recently. That conversation being centered around deja vu. He and I were talking about something, and then he just stopped the conversation and said, I'm getting a real feeling of deja vu here, even though I know we have never talked about this before. Which got me thinking, how weird is it that it feels like you've talked about something with a certain person at a certain time before, when you know you haven't, and yet it feels familiar in your head. Deja vu, of course, is one of these things that's still not really clearly understood, and different people have different theories on the subject. Some people argue that it's something to do with experience in a previous life that mirrors the one you're having now. Some people say it's actually your brain misremembering something and actually it's a different memory. Your brain gets confuddled and yet it thinks it's the same as what's going on in the moment. If I had to believe one theory, I would believe the memory one, because as we know that memory is not actually infallible. You do not remember things perfectly every time you recall a situation in your head. Something subtly changes. So rather than remembering and seeing things in your mind in a photographic way, you're actually recalling something that happens, which means you're trying to dredge up what happened in your mind, and guaranteed something will be ever so subtly different. It's like Chinese whispers. You say something to someone, then they say it to someone else, and gradually the details very slightly change until it becomes something completely different. Memory is a much lesser version of that, I think. There may be things that stick out in your mind, like the colour of the t-shirt you're wearing during the event, but things like the time in which you arrived at an event may be subtly different in your mind. You might start thinking it was 11:27, and then you think 11:30 because you just round off, and then you may think 20 past 11. Subtle little differences like that can change context of a memory, and deja vu as well, I reckon, does fall under that as well. So it's so interesting how our brains can trick ourselves into thinking we've done something before when clearly we haven't. Conversely, the opposite is true. I have done things before and then gone to do them again, and I believe in my brain I've never done them before, and then I find it weird when I do the thing quite well. It's because I've done it several times before, but you just omit it from your brain, maybe because it wasn't very interesting, or, you know, you was under a time of stress, and you do tend to forget things when you're in a time of stress and focus on the things that are stressing you. So ignoring the fact I could put Daveja Vu into a pun, well, I've just found the title of this video, haven't I? So instead of ignoring that, I'm now embracing that. So Matt, have you ever experienced deja vu? Probably a daft question because most people have. Tell me if any examples pop into your mind, and I will see you next time. So have a nice day, and hey, like this subject, keep mattering. Hey, this is Endscreen Me. Just a quick thing, I need more subjects for my Stream of Consciousness playlist videos, and if anyone has any ideas of what things I can explore, it can be as deep as you like, because I love looking at the deep connections between people and the world around us, let me know on Twitter, Facebook, through here, or whatever else. Have a nice day.
Round me through, hold on, think again, don't you know what you're starting?